welcome to iHeart Board Games, where today we're doing a top 8 of the 8 maps featured in Welcome to the Moon. If you have not played that, you won't know what we're talking about, so we'll see you in the next video. But if you have played it, let's see how it compares to your top 8. And we're going to go from top 8 all the way to, I guess, the top 2, since... Because if we put number 2 down, then everybody's going to say, oh, well, I know what your number 1 is. So we'll play 1 and 2 at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
So what we're doing is we each have a color card, and we're going to be playing them on the maps we feel like deserve our numbers 8 through 1. So let's start with number 8. Does everybody have their map in mind?
May I make a prediction? Everyone's going to vote viruses.
No, I feel like Jesse might dislike a different one.
That's my prediction. Let's find out.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, place it. Oh, we're all over the place. We got 2 for the virus. Joe's over here.
So, I had a feeling Jesse would put it there.
Hey, I had a prediction. This is fun.
Well, let's talk about it. I did like viruses more than that, which is why it's not my number 8. I didn't like this. For one, I think it stays around too long. Mm-hmm. It's overly complicated for what it is, and it could be because we played it here that maybe that whole system y'all had going on just added to the complications, added to the time. But yeah, what do you think of the second map there, Joe?
I think it's just I don't have a good strategy for it, and so it's just
it's a personal
thing. It's just also. I mean, that's the main issue with it for me. It's just I think there's too many options in it. I like the ones that are a little bit more constrictive. I tend to be better. So
that is very open.
Yeah, and so I don't like the first time we played it. I just completely horrible. I misread what was going to happen, and then the next time I did better, but it's still I was just like that one. What I'm thinking about is like which one of these would I go to the box and go like this is the one I want to play,
right?
And so that one is the one I at least want to do.
You avoid. All right, table talk team.
Oh,
talk to me about virus.
I just don't like
it's garbage.
Virus.
It's garbage.
It takes up the spot.
You did very badly on both viruses. I believe.
I was
you were last
place on both. I can't figure it out.
You plan things, and then the virus happens, and then it doesn't. You can't do what you want to do.
Yeah, because if you have a plan in mind and then you try to enact that plan, once the viruses kick in, if you're not going for them, yeah, they basically just fill up everything, and they're just like, well, I guess I'm going to score 0 points for all these houses.
Yeah,
and it's really.
I think once you're getting beat up by this map, it's relentless. It doesn't stop. Mm-hmm. You're just constantly in the punching bag.
Not even like. I mean, you say once you're getting beat up, no, it's like whoever throws the first punch, that's it.
Right.
Once the first punch is thrown, you're out cold for the rest of the game.
That route? We played twice. You had a chance to do it on the second time.
Yeah. I try to think methodically about points over that.
Well, that is points.
First and foremost. Secondly, I don't like my brain wants to try to prevent triggering them as long as possible. Prevent outbreak. That's how I work. That's how I mentally work, because it's brutal. And I don't want it. So I'm like, how can I prevent it from as long as possible?
Well,
if I trigger it,
I'm like,
I got to deal with it too. I don't want to deal with it.
So you trigger it, so you don't have to do it on the second time around. So that's the reason I go for it. I know Jesse's going for it, so I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, if you know someone's going for it, I mean,
that way you don't. You
want to be the one that,
obviously
benefits from those two things. Mm-hmm. If they took away these two things,
then maybe we wouldn't be going for it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't matter. Everybody would be affected the same the whole game. It just changed the timing.
That'd be nice. I'd house roulette.
House roulette. Get rid of those little symbols.
Yes.
All right. Well, there you go. That's your number 8. So let's go to number 7.
Or not get rid of them, but make it doesn't matter who triggers it. Everyone's going to get hurt.
Everyone's getting
even if you trigger it, you get hurt.
That's super hard mode.
Yeah.
But what else is there to go for then? Because it's just waters and blanks.
Marking them off for points. That's it. And trying to fill up the houses for points of multiplier.
That'd be boring.
That's where my brain goes.
That'd be boring, exactly.
It'd be boring.
I don't want that boring map.
Well, I don't want it like that either.
All right, so we got number 7 playing in 3, 2, 1, place it. Oh, okay. Got some choices here. Let's arrange that. Let's try to keep them consolidated down there. Mm-hmm. All right, just so we can see what they are. Mm-hmm. Same with, yeah, I do play the virus map, I think, well, or I have in these last two games we played. But you do feel like you can only do the one thing. There's no multiple paths here.
That is true.
Yeah. So for being so one-sided, it's my number 7. Say, Matt, what's your number 7 over there?
Lucky numbers over
Lucky
there.
numbers.
That garbage.
Oh yeah, you had a bad experience the first campaign.
First, I think it's my number 7 as is.
As is.
As is. So the second campaign,
Super
having
boring
a slight modifier, yes, it would be like a 5. That's how drastically it upgrades it for me.
Wow.
You may think it's boring. I think it's funner because I can just deal with it better.
Wow. It was boring in our second campaign.
But as is 7.
Joe, what you got over there? Oh, you agree with that? Yeah.
Yeah.
For this, probably the same reasons.
Well, it's also who you're playing it with, and it's going to be unfair if you played it before and you're playing it with somebody else who hasn't played it before. And
I can see that.
And so again, I'm just saying, like, which ones would I pull out of the box, and that would probably be the one that I would.
Yeah, that'd be for the experienced player, which is probably why it's the 8th one in the run anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bernie, you said the mine.
Yes. You don't have a lot of flexibility. You got 3 rows, and you got to go, and first round, I didn't mind it as much, but the second round, I really hated it when you added on that
Added
extra
even
thing.
more numbers.
So it's like even less flexibility. So
Yeah.
this is the reason I hate it. I like flexibility, and this did not have it.
Yeah, so it seems like the same reasons for this. It's just too one-sided. Yeah.
You're stuck where you are.
Yeah, those perfect numbers. All right, let's bring up our number 6. And let's play it. Everyone got their choice ready?
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Number 6, that's what I'm saying. I have the different system in my head. That's what and I'm using these cards.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play it.
Ours?
Yep.
All right. I'm on the mine. We got an agreement there. Let's start with you, Matt. You agreed on this.
Agreed. 6 I like the better than Joe.
Slightly.
But I think the open-endedness, is why I don't like it. It's the second time, because I enjoyed it the first time. The second time around, though, I tripped myself up where I needed lines. I needed these guys.
Yeah.
Because I was in a situation where I was like, oh, I can't even take that number because I have this huge gap in the middle, but it's like a 6 and a 7 way over here because I planned on making a cut, but I waited too late to make the cut. And I was like, and then I had to take something else that I didn't necessarily want. I made it work.
Yeah.
I kind of tripped myself up on that one.
Wow. And Joe, you went with the virus.
The virus. That one, mainly because we had to keep reading the rules.
Yes.
And so that makes
does
it
add
a
a
lot harder. And
complication.
then when you start to do that enough, people just aren't interested in it. Though I don't hate it because it does add something different than the other maps. It does break it up and make it is a race, to do that. So and it does make it it makes it a lot tougher.
I wish it had better graphic design.
Yeah,
like the roads to the other ones.
A little bit more.
Those are easy to get lost because that so many times I thought I
pop it out, make it more.
had it closed off and I didn't.
Yep, I agree. And Bernie, where did you go? Over here, the
there.
skyscrapers or the
Yes.
towers.
I don't know. It's just like I said. I like flexibility, and I feel like you have to start in certain spots, and then you have to go up or down from that spot. And I like
We were even more limited
opening.
second.
Yeah. So
I didn't think that would make such a big difference, but it did.
yes, it
Like
did.
just not
I
having
don't
the
want
two
that
choices.
number. I want to give myself 2 more number spots. Okay, so yeah, that one.
Oh, where did I go? I went. I'm pink. Oh yeah, over there, the mine. Same reasons you said, having just 3 lines, and you're pretty much using every number. You have to plan for that. I felt like I was doing something where I was like, okay, don't do 5 through 9. Save that for the end, because that's going to come up. And yeah, I just didn't. The races didn't seem worth it. You're racing for those points up top. So yeah, not a fan of the mine. Everybody ready for their number 5?
I'm thinking. This is kind of stuck between 2.
Yeah, my 5 and 4 are like between 2, and my 3 and 2 are.
I feel like it's tied, or like I can't.
Or maybe I could do.
I mean, I got mine. Thumbs up.
Okay. I'm going to put it towards one thing.
Okay.
All right.
I think I'm good.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here we go. All right, Joe. You picked the 7th map, first one to do so.
Yep.
And,
Nothing. I don't really hate it. It's just, and the other ones I would probably play before.
Yeah.
That one it's just a little bit tough to manage moving up the thing.
I'll give my thoughts on that one when I place my card.
Yeah, but otherwise, it's close to probably the 4th one, but nothing too bad. But just that's where it's going to fall on this.
Team Table Talk chose the same one again.
Yeah.
So tell me what you think about the launch.
I'll think that.
So to me, it's like, I like it, but out of the rest, it's like the
least
most
interesting.
boring.
It's the middle.
least interesting. Yeah.
Yes, and to add on top of that, it is middle of the ground. I mean, which it makes sense. Being the first map, it is going to be the most similar to standard.
The easiest
Welcome
one to play. It's just that. The whole rocket thing is a little different. That's what makes it a little different. It's a race for the rockets, which I think is fun.
I like the rocket race.
I don't really have too much bad about it. It's just,
Yeah, we're in the 5s. It's getting better as we go.
My top 5 are mostly all kinds of jumbled up. It's like, can't figure out between this one or that one. This one or that one.
Well, I chose the skyscrapers. The thing that frustrates me about this are these plants and water, which on most of the boards we go for plants and water pretty frequently, but this one I almost avoid it because getting all 3 of them, especially since we had that mission twice to do it, I felt like, I'm so close, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah, that
So it
was
was just
hard.
overly frustrating.
See, I got to a point where I just avoided that mission entirely,
Yeah.
and I think if we just had the alternate mission for that, whatever letter it was,
That would have been the smart thing for me to do, I guess, is to just avoid it. But all right, so that's everyone's number 5. Let's go into number 4. I think I have mine.
I think
I'm good.
I'm between 2 maps. I'll just stick with it. All right.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, place them.
Mines.
So you could see, based on these cards being out, which one's our least favorite. The one that got the most cards first, and so that makes mine our second least favorite. But let's see, Bernie, you played on the Lucky Numbers one along with me.
Oh yeah, I mean it's one I like. I was kind of between those 2.
Yeah.
But this one has more scoring options, and that's the reason I pick it. And so that's it.
I like it. I like the numbers being the way they were. Although Joe mentioned it should have been starting from the top left, like the grid pattern.
The design,
Yeah. Just change that up. We're not used to climbing from one direction to the other like that.
But didn't you say it was like a graph? Isn't that how a graph works?
No, I was saying in some graphics programs, the origin's up here.
Oh, I was
Right.
thinking like origins here.
And then the origins.
Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
quadrant
It makes
1,
sense, well-
right?
Yeah.
Isn't that quadrant 1 in math?
In math?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If the origin is right here, I can't remember.
Well, no, because
I'm not going back to math class. You can't
if the quadrant
good.
plane is here, the whole thing would be like quadrant 2.
Oh, quadrant
This
2.
would be, if this was the XY axis, it'd be quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
If the 0, 0 is here.
0, 0 does not go there because that's not how you write the numbers. 0, 0 would he be here because that's how you
This
score.
would be, this is.
Thought positive, yeah. But
Tell us your thoughts about math. Comments below.
Well, if y'all want to start at the top, you realize if y'all rotate it, y'all get that exact situation you want. You just rotate it 90 degrees. Anyway.
All right. Oh, y'all agree?
Me and Joan agree on mine.
Mine.
Same
what
reason.
Like?
But listen, I like this one, but I was thinking like, would I play it again? And really, I mean, there's not enough to differentiate it, because you could start going for these things, but it's still just kind of welcome to plus some bonus stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the welcome to avenues, like full set avenues, and then So
I agree with Joe, and which case it's kind of standard welcome to, but it adds all the mining thing, which I think is fun. My only reason it's probably not higher is because marking off the bots and the electricity or energy, whatever you want to call it. Playing that map, I did get a little AP on what I should be going for, the multiplier or the things at the top. And just trying to figure out what I should be doing with those. But because there's a lot. Like, to do anything, it's like you need a lot. You need to just focus on this.
Right.
Like, I don't want to focus. I want to get this real quick, and then I want to move over here, and then do that.
My brain doesn't work that way. I'm all over. Like, I want to cover. And welcome to, I feel like if you do 60% of the board, you're probably going to do fine. And that one, every time I do that, just doesn't work. So I got to lower that number for that one. But that's why I put it at 6 and not 4. So. All right, that covers everybody. Number 3. Number 3.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Ready? Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm ready too. All right, Joe, you good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, place them.
Eight.
There it is. I'll start with this one. I do like this map. Like when we first played it, and I was being taught this map, I was like, "This is so different." I really like that, and I like the control that you have over it. One of the times I did get burned on the line thing, but as long as you control that, I think you can do well. And it's a tricky brain puzzle. I like that. What was your number 3? You're over there. Tell me what you like about sharing boards with people.
I think, out of all of these, that is the most drastically different one.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's in that way, it's fun. It does bring in kind of an element of in between two cities in it. And
Yep.
I really like that game.
Yeah.
It's just not, it's co-op opposed to competitive.
Yeah.
But also, it's just so interesting because I don't have to worry about having my numbers like, oh no, I need to make sure there's room for a 7 or an 8 in here. It's like, I don't care. I'm going to this planet. Done. It's just a matter of, do I want grass or water, or do I want to use a bot? Those are my main decisions. I don't have to worry. It almost takes pressure off of being organized.
Oh, it adds so much pressure though. I'm like, if I go here, they're gonna get the next thing, and I gotta look over here while they do it. and then we all ended with system errors in the second campaign. So
that was all me. Yeah.
Well, it was across the board, just not having the options available, and
I was the only lucky one.
you were lucky.
I didn't get any.
That's true.
You didn't go off went off to planet, the 789 planet too hard. That's what happened. And then they all came out the end.
All right, Joe, you got the skyscrapers as your top 3. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way that one you have to work your way out. You have to start building, and so that makes it.
It's a bit of a race on top and bottom.
Yeah, so there's a little bit more choices. You have to be kind of careful. I do agree with you. The playing the waters are hard because I did try to go there. I did pretty good doing that last game, but
You scored it once. I don't know if you scored it both times.
and so
Terry B. Crafty's top 3 is 5, 3, and 8. It's 5, 3, and 8. Yeah, they're lining up pretty well over here.
In that order.
Yeah,
I don't think I got the bonus the first time we played that. I was
Okay,
close.
The second time then.
The second time I did. That's what I'm saying. The first time I did, I was like, oh no, I'm not going to get this at all because of I'm not gonna finish these because I had marked off quite a few of them.
Yeah, and it's also the only one with the variable ABC goals.
Bonus.
I like that.
A mission.
Yep. And then let's go over to Bernie with
I picked
this board.
This map has 3. I mean, I like the interesting, like, hey, you gotta unlock this sector, and it's cool. I do like that. The reason it's number 3 and not 2 or 1 is because I hate how you have to make sure you circle these things for points. Because, like, you could put all those numbers in there, but if you ain't got any, you ain't getting any points.
3 points.
So that's why it's number 3 and not 2 or 1. But I really did enjoy the map.
Well, but now we can look at all this board, and we're going to play the 1 and 2 at the same time. That's way it's not completely obvious at this point. So it looks like this one's missing 2. And then we got a couple missing. Oh,
2.
This one's missing 2 as well.
I don't
So for
know.
Joe and I, it's one of our top 2s. And for this, it's us. It's one of our top 2s over here.
I really don't know. It's really hard.
And this is.
Okay.
Yeah, here's your other 3s.
Yeah.
Everyone else's second cards going on.
Interesting. All right, I know where mine are going. Does everyone know where theirs are going?
No. I am. These 2 are pretty.
Yeah, these 2 are very close to me, too. Okay.
Because
Okay,
I
I guess I'm
have
ready.
one reason why.
Okay.
The one dislike I have on both of them. And it's just like.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I can't think of a dislike on one of them, but then one I feel like I like it more. So even with a
We'll
dislike, I feel
discuss.
like
And if you need to change your cards after discussion, you can.
okay,
You can do that.
okay,
It's a
cool.
fluid thing.
All right.
Yeah.
All that matters is how we end it. So, everyone ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, place them. Yeah, put that one there.
I figured that was your number 1.
Why? Well, let's
We
talk
talked
about it right
about
now.
We talked about it.
So number 2's first?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go over number 2s, starting with you.
Number
Just
2's
starting around the
I
table.
don't mind. I can go last. Matter of fact, 2 people in here. How about that?
Yeah, sure. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, 2.
Okay, we'll go with this. Yeah, I like this map. I think it's a great start for the whole campaign. It goes ahead and lets you know things are going to be different now. Not only are you not going for points, maybe for points, but for the most part, you're racing to see who launches the ship first. And also, I like how it lets you know about the system errors being a serious matter, because it's going to happen multiple times. So it lets you know that, oh, throughout this game, we're going to be alerting each other about these different things that are happening. And this is the most combo heavy of the maps, I believe, which kind of feels like a very light Three Sisters thing going on, which is pretty cool because you're putting down the X's and also you got to earn these spots by putting down the arrows. I just think it did that thing very well, and it wasn't too harsh because the tracks are short, and also you had that wild track which went away at some point, like the entire track of being wild. But yeah, what do you think, Joe?
I like it because it introduces everything pretty well, and you also have, like you're saying, you get combos. You also have a wild that you don't have in the other Welcome to.
Yeah.
And I think it'd just be easy to approach, which is supposed to be as the first one. And so that's why I like it.
And it still throws in a kind of a tough row in there with the purple.
Yeah.
And it could still be difficult.
Yeah, I think with the changing like gold cards and stuff like that, it's be easy to pull out and play. And then people that played it before don't really have a huge advantage.
Yeah. Bernie, you chose the second map as your number 2.
I really like that flexibility with the thing, and I like my let's try to get 1 to 15. So that's the reason I really like that map. And while it you may hurt yourself by not having the sectors, it's as long as you kind of have one ready to go, you're okay. Like one almost ready. So I did system error, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm going over like the footage from the other ones, and there's a lot of you going counting.
Oh
counting all the
yeah.
spots.
Well, the first time I played, I miscounted, and I was like, because it was like the goal to get the certain number of links, I miscounted, and so that just screwed up the whole thing.
Oh. Well, yeah, I like it. I like flexibility.
All right. Then we have Matt over here.
Yeah, we'll go back to me now. So this was a tough one for me between my 1 and 2. I'm still even like questioning it. I think because the thing I don't like about both of these maps is the constriction that there is, where like this one you have to kind of go up and down based on whatever number you have there. So if you made a mistake or something, it's troublesome. Or in that one, it's the idea is if I used up let's say a bunch of low numbers, then I'm like, oh, let me make a mark up here so I can have more spaces for low numbers. But then a bunch of high numbers come up, then you might be in trouble. Because that I end up getting. I know I got a system error on that map, at least one, because of that exact problem. I thought we were going to get low numbers, and then high numbers came up. And I'm like, they're full. I have no space for it. But I do like it being different and it kind of being a little bit of a race, especially depending on what missions come up. But also the idea that if you can get to the top and just ignore the bottom, mostly you can. It's almost free points.
It is
for half.
Because they already pre-circle like so much of the things in the back, and even the plants are pre-circled. Yeah,
so it's like free points. Granted, it's much easier, quicker, because you don't have that many number slots.
Yeah,
which is probably why they do it. But either way.
Well, that takes us to number 1s, which I can go ahead and jump in on this because you're still talking about this one. Same reasons. I enjoy the robot connecting thing, even though I did make a mistake in our second campaign, but I just like the climb. Yeah, you did the exact same one. But yeah, and then they give the free robots on the thing, and that really hurt whenever we lost that. But yeah, I just like climbing. I like opening up new rooms and stuff like that. It just felt like an exploration game, kind of, which is kind of strange to get on such a small board. But yeah, getting that and just hoping you got things quicker than other people, which adds to the racing part of it. That was my favorite map.
So yeah, so I'll say the reason I think I put this one step higher than that one is because that one gave me a little bit harsher AP. Mostly because it's just like the way I was explaining, the reason I didn't like it, or I put this one ahead, was because of the I'm choosing to go like for the low numbers and then high numbers come up kind of thing.
Right.
And then like just trying to mentally plan for these things gave me a little bit of AP. With this one, similar, but it's only 4, so it's a lot easier to deal with and just mentally and such. Especially if you're not going for plants and water. And this map I won both times in both campaigns.
So something we haven't talked about with this one is the dome. Who likes the dome? Who doesn't like the dome?
I don't know who likes the dome. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge.
I wasn't a fan of it.
I think the dome is fun. Not a huge fan of it, but it was fun because, like I said, I already figured out my plan for that one. Just the idea because of this problem here. So if I could just do the dome and then just start taking all kinds of planning actions, it could help me because those planning actions are very useful for course correction. If you skip numbers or stretch yourself too thin, but you got to do the dome.
But how many planning actions did you get to take after doing the dome? Like maybe like one or two, like not a lot.
Oh, on the first time we went through a campaign,
I don't think anybody
like
finished.
once.
You finished? Oh.
I finished the dome.
Oh, okay.
I did it like once or twice.
Okay.
On the second campaign, I took 3 or 4.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Okay. No wonder he won.
That's why it's the number 1 there. Joe, where's your number 1? The lucky numbers. Nice.
Yes. I like the one like that with the hard rules.
I like it with the hard rules.
Yeah, left to right, bottom to top.
That was my preference as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one, actually, I'm surprised it's 4 for me because it almost feels similar to the 7th map in a way.
Which that one I didn't like as much.
Yeah. I guess with this one, it's still doing that welcome to left to right thing, whereas this one's doing the whole complicated build.
Not to mention
that knocked it down for me.
In number 7, you have to build your way to it.
Yeah.
Where in number 3, keep in mind, you can put them anywhere you want at.
The only build you're doing is for the satellite dishes.
Right.
But yeah, and Bernie, you're number 1. Over on the Planet 8. What?
I like the between two city aspect. I really like the between two city aspect.
Did you like it the first time you played it?
I did.
Okay.
But, the first time I did, like, do it wrong, so I didn't like that part. But after playing it right, I still like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You won both.
And I won both.
After coming first, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just like, oh, which planet to go for? I'm gonna go for the thing with more stuff. And that's my strategy, I guess.
So we already saw that the virus was our least favorite, followed by the mine. If you add these numbers together, the one with the lowest number is technically our favorite. So we got 8, 9, 10, 11 here versus 14. Anything lower than 11? Oh, wait, right here, 11. Yeah. This is our favorite overall map, I guess. Number 7.
Between all of us, yeah.
Yeah. And I'll put the things on the screen to show what order that the total thing is, because we're not going to do the math right now. Any last words for the top 8? Welcome to the Moon Maps.
Enjoy. If you have Welcome to and want something different in your collection, opposed to any of the Welcome to variation maps or Vegas or anything else, this is a good pick up for.
I think this is like my favorite Welcome to. Like,
I can't.
If I had to buy one box of Welcome to, it would be this box versus
it's 8
the other
games
box.
in a box.
Yeah,
exactly.
I would agree with you if I've got to try out other than basic Welcome to maps.
Oh, we do have another one. We just haven't played it.
Yeah, I would like to try some of the other various basic ones, like the zombie and the nuclear and the Christmas and the Halloween ones.
What do y'all think of the order they presented it to us? Like, I almost feel like 6 and 7 should be switched. Like, this should have been the second to last thing we did. Mine, I feel like, should have been a little later, too. And this probably moved up all the way to, pretty earlier. Because this is pretty basic, in my opinion.
I don't know.
I don't care. I don't care
I didn't think the order was that bad.
No, I think it was fine. It's just,
they may have pitched that one, since they probably know that one's the one.
A doozy.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they may have not wanted to do that and then do this, because that would have probably been.
That's too, very more complicated maps back to back.
Point. Yeah. That's why this is a.
Because these are very interactive ones between other players, where the other ones, basically, we're just waiting to see if somebody takes a goal.
I guess that's it. Give your brain a break.
I would say it's interesting.
Or maybe for more friendly play than having 2 back to back where you're competitive.
As far as story and campaign goes, I don't know if you want to talk about that. Disappointed they didn't introduce more campaign stuff.
Right.
It's just like this whole deck of nothing for us.
Yeah. I mean, if you've played this multiple campaigns, let us know how long it took you for these cards to come out. Because we played 2 campaigns.
We got 5 cards. No.
Right. Not many.
I'll say about 4 cards and then 1 extension.
We took out all the 7s, remember? So we took out more cards than we probably got.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But as far as story goes, it is interesting. I'd say it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense, because I would probably think that this one makes sense, this one makes sense, then probably doing the mining one. I mean, think about story-wise, it'd be like, we escape, we land, we mine.
They would have to restructure some stories. I wouldn't expect the exact maps to be used for that purpose.
But if we did it, I'm like, okay, thing, mine, build the city. No, this is in the city.
Maybe in the campaign they didn't switch them out of order, because they could just
that'd be interesting. I mean, it does have the numbers on them, but anything's possible.
They could just say play map 4 now and go from map 1 to map 4 now.
The one thing that doesn't, I was going to say doesn't make it the top. This is my top Welcome to. And Terry said, enjoyed this much more than other expansions. If not this game, just rather play the original. The advantage the original has is on paper. And it says on the box, plays up to 100. This plays up to 6. So, I mean, if they could find a way.
Player count?
Yeah. I mean, because there's so many, I think there's too many moving parts to make this more than 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely too many.
Like, if everybody printed out their own copy like this, it would just be too hard to track. There could be specific. Are there any maps where there's not a race going on? I don't think there is. Everything has a race for everything.
Mm-hmm. This race for the dome, race for the rockets.
Yeah, everything has a race.
Mm-hmm.
Race to the satellites, race to.
I think 6 is a good player count.
This one has the quadrants you're trying to get.
Race for quadrants.
So.
Race to.
That was
So one thing, this board,
I don't remember this one.
if you take away like the A, B, and C, which I guess you wouldn't have to, but you can play this in a room full of people. Like if everybody printed it out, put it between, have a giant ring of people, like a convention.
You can.
Yeah, because that one doesn't really have the race going on, except between the players.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only one.
2-player race.
A 2-player race, which you can cover up to 100 plus players.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, well, that was a nice look back on the old Welcome to. There's our final numbers. Once again, congrats to Map 7 for being our number 1. And congrats to Map 6 for being our last, number 8. Collectors. But yeah. And check out these guys at Table Talk Gamers on YouTube. YouTube.com/@TableTalkGamers. And yeah, catch us over at Twitch. Twitch.tv/HeartBoardGames, where we play games like this live. And until next time, the box is closed.
Bye.